Hello, my name is Grumpy. Grumpy Eye. Grumpy Eye. Grumpy Eye.
Let's start with this thing here. It's called Inside Star Citizen Storm Warning. Now this is gonna be about the Tumbril Storm that I don't really like. I don't understand why we got the Lynx. I don't understand why we need any ground vehicles right now. Like, there's no point in having ground vehicles, but sure. But yeah, that's like, just so you know how I'm going into this video, and now we can watch it and we can see if it's any good, I guess.
Invictus is here, and with it a celebration of all things spaceship and space vehicle. And with today being both RSI and Tumbril Day, we've got introductions to 2 new ground vehicles for you this week, starting with an old friend ready to make our Constellation Phoenix complete, the RSI Lynx.
Ground vehicles in Star Citizen play quite a large role. Obviously, we have these fully realized full planets and moons. You don't always want to spend all your time flying over them in your...
All right. So...
play quite a large role. Obviously, we have...
Useful. The only vehicle that is useful, the only ground vehicle that is useful in Star Citizen.
Have these fully realized full planets and moons.
Completely
you don't
useless.
Always want to spend all your time flying over them in your ships. We're going to have things coming online in the future, such as weather, that's going to make that prohibitively more.
You know what? Actually, the PTV is fucking amazing. And I'm going to make a segue here. And I'm going to hold page down for a while. This is my channel, by the way. I just want to show you something. When I started... I'm probably going to mute it, honestly. I'm probably going to mute it. Alright, this video of mine has 70 views. But watch this. Did you know that this is possible? You honestly do not want to hear my mic. So I'm going to play some music in the background. For a second. Okay. Buggy shit. As per usual. Blah, blah, blah. Sure. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Is this it? I forgot, honestly. Oh no, it's at the very start of the video. So, did you know that you can actually drive the PTV through the hammerhead? So it can fit through all these doors here. To a degree. So the PTV is hands down one of the best vehicles ever. Also, if you want to hear like why I didn't play you any sound, this is why.
Oh, let me see if I can get through the fucking hatch here. If I can, that would be fucking awesome.
So yeah. Anyway, let's continue.
Dangerous to do.
Flying is the main traversal type, but of course with ground vehicles, there is so much more to explore on planets.
Remake, it
adds so much diversity to the missions that we have.
I feel like ground vehicles are an opportunity for players to have fun and explore the terrain of our lovely planet, not from, you know, going in from a top side,
but physics in Star Citizen.
Really getting in and around with the dunes and the broken ships and stuff.
The fun, the dynamic, you know, you get some feedback from the road. If you enjoy driving, it's something for you.
I love how they cut the videos here.
Back from the road.
You know that he hit the rock and he like either flew after he hit a rock, or he just like stopped and he got stuck. Maybe he even like went through the ground and into the core of the planet. You never know.
Driving, it's something for you, isn't it? It's not always a spaceship.
You need to have the options. I mean, if you don't have a ship, how are you going to get from A to B? You need something to get you there. And if you're going from A to B, then someone's in the way.
Oh, honestly, yeah, I didn't try that with the mule. I should probably try that with the mule. I think you can actually fit the mule through the hammerhead, like from the through the airlocks and all that.
You get a tank.
CAGB like, let's design vehicles with 0 ground clearance, but also making terrains with all the rocks on it. Yeah. Exactly.
At Invictus launch week, we're introducing 2 new vehicles to the game, the drivable RSI Lynx and a concept vehicle, which we'll talk about later. The Lynx was introduced alongside the RSI Constellation Phoenix back in 2014. It was mentioned.
It was only mentioned, and we only saw one picture of it in the Pioneer JPEG. When they sold the Pioneer, you had like a picture from above, and you saw something that wasn't a the other thing, the Ursa rover, and then people figured out that it must be the other thing, the Lynx.
As it's sort of an add-on to the Phoenix.
The Lynx is RSI's more luxury counterpart to the Ursa rover.
Luxury.
It expands the capabilities. I suppose there's an element of, I don't know, showing off maybe.
It's for the distinguished individual who likes to travel in style.
Luxury.
It serves a different purpose to the.
Look at all those like luxury pixels, dude. All the like luxury lighting and all of that. It's so like it smells luxurious, dude.
Ursa, it's very much for VIP transport and exploration.
Ooh, I'm gonna look at the stock. That's not even a thing in Star Citizen. Although I must say, long time ago, when I didn't even play this game, like a long time ago, like 7-8 years ago, maybe, I've heard them talking about like people or players that players will be able to like invest in stock and all of that at some point. I don't know if they gave up on that idea. They probably did. Hopefully they did, because like Jesus Christ, you guys have too much like ideas that just make something.
And exploration. We've taken some stuff from the Scorpius. We've taken some stuff from the Ursa itself. We've invented other stuff from scratch because not everything that we needed already existed. It is fun and fancy.
How is this fancy? It's just like golden, therefore fancy. What is fancy? What is so fancy about this? Not gonna lie, it looks nice, but like, I would like to have a vehicle like this that also performs the role of an Ursa rover. But then again, why would you need a vehicle like a land vehicle in this game ever? Well, not ever, but right now. But that's cool.
I think the exterior is amazing. It's got so many great angles, and it just looks so RSI. It just comes together really nicely. We took the Ursa and we basically made it beautiful.
It trades out some of that rugged utilitarian functionality for just a more enjoyable experience to ride around exploring in the back of.
So it's a lot of clean, glossy panels.
So imagine having the visibility in the Ursa rover, like in the Lynx, but also having the cargo space in the back. Because like, the fuck is this? What is this shit? Why? What's the point? You're gonna feel so fucking luxurious hitting a rock and doing like a 720, like Tony Hawk. Jesus Christ.
Ride around exploring in the back of.
So it's a lot of clean, glossy panels, higher quality materials, and less dense detail, more focusing on angular lines.
Well, look, you know what? They had to have the same design basically because of the size, so it could fit into most vehicles that it needs to fit in.
We're very constrained with the overall size dimensions. It has to fit in the Phoenix. So we couldn't make the vehicle any longer wide.
Phoenix, like Jesus Christ, one of the most useless vehicles in the game ever. For me, of course, some people love their like A90 jumps and their Phoenixes and their Emerald Phoenixes and their Executive 600Is and all of that. But to me, it's just like, god damn, this is stupid.
Taller, so we had to work to the same footprint.
We've tried to not have too much visible mechanics on the.
Why are solar panels solar panels luxurious for you? I don't get it. Isn't luxury just like leaving dead behind you, destroying the world because you don't care? I want to see a truck, cargo, ground vehicles with giant wheels. Yes, yes, Star. Huge cargo bay and a cab. You know what? Did you ever play Space Engineers? Because we should play Space Engineers, you and I. You're like so creative, and like we can build stuff. So I wanted to make a video, but the only way that I could make it would be in Space Engineers, because I don't have the tools and the knowledge that Astro Chronicles has. So I can't really design a 3D ship, but I can make it with blocks and all of that. And one of the vehicles that I would really want to see in, ships and vehicles that I would really want to see in Star Citizen is a big ass, like the Jawa or whatever, transporter, like a big ass, oversized, I guess rover, because it needs to have wheels, like huge ass wheels, like a sand roller. Maybe. Yeah. But also a big ass rover. If you ever played Space Engineers, it is such a good game. If you ever played it, you know how you can build like big ass, like with those size 5 or whatever wheels, the biggest wheels, and you can build like huge ass rovers. So that thing with rover bay for let's say, what are they called? God damn it, my brain is not working. The thing that Starstreams loves, the rocks, rock DS, well, not the DS, but the rocks. Jesus Christ, not the DS. No, never mind. So for like a bay for rocks, and then you will have like a platform to land on, so you can have like a mall on top, and then you have a refinery inside of it, and maybe even like a big ass laser. So you would like go land it with like SRVs on the planet. You have Space Engineers. Nice. We should play it together. And you will land in there, and you would like go onto a mining expedition. And once you finish, somebody picks you up, and either I don't know, like see, like gameplay wise, I would love it to be like a mobile base with like a refinery inside of it, maybe 300 SUs of cargo. Like I'm holding my armchair as a developer, right? Dune Spice Harvester, something like that. Yeah, and like you would need to have caterpillars, for example, or whatever, cargo ships coming to you to like get all the shit so they can sell it, etc., etc. So I would love to see something like that, and like orc play would be fucking amazing with that. I think Space Astro. You mean Astro Chronicles? But the concept crawled video a few years ago. Fan art, but cool nonetheless. I don't know. I didn't see it.
We've tried to not have too much visible mechanics on the outside of it, because you don't want to go up to a fancy luxury car and just see the end.
Imagine imagine buying this. Like, who would buy this? I really don't know. Like, who would buy this? Like this whole thing is, oh my god, shit.
Engine just there. You know it's a car. You know it's got an engine. You don't need to know where the engine is.
I had to.
You just want it to look good whilst you're actually getting from A to B.
It's very nice design. Alberto, our concept artist, did a very good job on that. We had quite a lot of references to new electric trucks, that type of thing. Got a clean day running lights. As you go round to the side, you've got like a peek-in window of the cockpit. So underneath.
Farming simulator, but in Star Citizen. But yeah, but then again, like you're really exposed. Like imagine having like a EM and IR, like that thing glowing on a planet. So basically, you will constantly be scared of pirates.
If you can sort of see feet, I don't know why you'd want to see feet, but yeah, you can. And then We've got the suspension uprights, which are finished in like a goldy colour, which is quite nice. It's quite ornate for something that sort of takes
Why
the load
buy
of
it
the
when it
vehicle.
comes with the Constellation Phoenix? Because you don't have a Constellation Phoenix. Well, most of us don't, because most of us don't really think that luxury in a game is a real thing.
That kind of thing. A very nice 13-piece door.
Ooh!
13-piece on my side. You're not going to see 13 pieces.
Aww.
I think my favourite thing on the Lynx is the wheels. They are quite unlike anything else we've got in the game.
Ooh.
We've tried to go for wheels that would seem a little bit more luxurious, so we've gone for a shape that'll kind of
Luxurious
make them a little bit
wheels.
quieter.
They look pretty cool. They're very evocative of those sort of sand racing tyres with the big ribs on them. They give it a very strong visual identity from the outside.
Exactly.
My
you
favorite
need
thing
higher
about the Lynx
security.
is the huge rear windows.
It's got this lovely wraparound window.
But then again, you have like an OP mobile base star.
It just creates a very different
Right?
atmosphere inside the
Well,
vehicle.
at least that's
Whether
my
you're having in-game business meetings or just chilling with your
That's me
friends,
going
having that
into,
scenery
like, La
so
La Land
on
and
display
Narnia.
right next to you really adds to the whole experience when you're just sat in the back with your champagne.
When you step in, we've got some TVs that pop out of the sides of the panels, some personal storage, and seats, which move. And you can push a button and they will spin around. You've also got a location for storage, which obviously folds away so that if you've got something you just want to put up there.
13-piece door. Yeah. You guys are still at that. Yeah. It's
You don't have to
Okay.
see it, but you know it's there.
I mean, it
We've
looks
also
like,
got
look,
a
it looks nice. I don't want to shit on them and their work, but it's fucking useless and pointless, honestly.
weapons rack. It folds itself away and it pops out. It's got some nice little smoky glass doors on the front of it.
The lighting is designed to be a more habitable area for your luxury passengers.
We have a magnificent full-length fridge, and off to the left we've got a couple of shelves where you can store stuff. We don't say it's a drug storage location, but secretly it is a drug storage location. Just don't tell the cops.
How much can you store, though? This is completely fucking useless, but how
Habitable
much?
area for your luxury passengers.
We have a magnificent full-length fridge, and off to the left we've got a couple of shelves where you can store stuff. We don't say it's a drug storage location, but secretly it is a drug storage location.
Okay, they don't say.
Just don't tell the cops.
You know what the best part about having Ursa Rover right now is? It's like they have tunnel vision. Yeah. Let's pick the next vehicle, 14-piece. I mean, Banu Merchantman, come on. But yeah, so look, that's basically why we're playing this game, because like there's so much attention to detail when it comes to ships, because you're gonna spend a lot of time in those ships. Maybe at some point, once you don't 30k every fucking 5 minutes, and once everything persists and you have like your ship as a mobile base. But the best thing about having an Ursa Rover right now is for going to Brio's breaker yards and all those like salvage yards where people are gonna sell their goods. So you just wait for them. You don't have a ship parked there. The Ursa Rover has like such a small signature, and then like people, even if they spot you, they're just gonna be like, "Oh, it's an Ursa Rover. Like, what is it gonna do?" It's probably like just left there, and then you kill them, and instead of having a ship there, you just transfer their shit, like their cargo boxes, into your Ursa Rover, and I think it can like fit up to 4 SUs or 2 SUs. It doesn't matter, and then you sell it from your Ursa Rover. Like, it's the perfect trap kind of a thing. If they only paid attention in detail to functionality, yeah.
Compared to the
That's why I always talk about the 8K rice. If you go to Clasher and you take a look at the rice that's on the tables there, and you zoom in with your like inner thought menu, you will see that like it is made in 8K, and most of the textures in the game are made in 8K because they want to future-proof, because they're like building the game to last. Although the lighting in the game is like really bad compared to other games, but whatever. But there's so much attention to detail when it comes to like graphical things, like the 8K towels in the Carrack, right? But then again, the game is like the Carrack is fucking useless. The game is basically like not working, right? And it's been like that for fucking years.
Base Ursa, the Lynx,
but we love it. We still love it.
A little more agile.
It's still the best damn space game out there, right?
Faster. It is like this because it just has less weight to it, less carrying capability, so it can trade that off for speed. And the two people that are sat in the back in relative luxury have a much nicer experience.
What do you mean relative luxury? What do you mean by that? Should I melt my ship, John? My ship, my vehicle, my Lynx? I'm gonna melt it if it's a relative luxury. No, I want the most luxury in the game.
In relative luxury have a much nicer experience seeing the sights of the universe around them. Compared to the other...
Oh, Hawkins, night vision is in the game. So what you want to do is you're going to hold Alt, and then you can select the amount of night vision by like pressing F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, etc.
Ground vehicles in events such as the day.
So don't do it if you're in the game right now, because that's how I make people to quit the server, because they press Alt F4, right? And they quit, so my friends can come join me, and it fucking works 100% of the time. So yeah.
I think this is going to be a strong competitor. It's going to be really interesting to see which players prioritize over the other, whether you take the speed of the Lynx versus the increased durability of the Ursa itself. But you don't often see Bentleys racing against other vehicles in real-life rallies, so maybe not as durable as the others.
This is for people that like to get from A to B and look like they're in a good car when they're doing it.
I think the fantasy of having someone chauffeur you around while you're sitting in the back drinking cocktails or the champagne and looking at your business portfolio while just the world of Star Citizen goes on around you. It's pretty cool.
It's also for people who'd never be caught dead racing in a mule.
So that's the new way to get around the surface of Stanton's planets and moons in style. But what about those who want a bit more pew-pew with their hot looks? Just go with it? Well, Tumbril has you covered with the latest in planet-side mobility and destroyability with the Tumbril Storm. Let's find out more.
Hello again, it is once again myself, John Crew. Let's talk about the concept vehicle that we're introducing at Invictus Launch Week, the Tumbril Storm.
I think I'll need to pause the stream for a second.
The Tumbril Storm is a light/scout tank from Tumbril.
So I guess that we're gonna watch until he like rings on the doorbell. I ordered a new keyboard because this one is completely fucked up. You can't even see it. So I ordered a new keyboard, and it came to his apartment. So he's just gonna give it to me, and we're gonna continue the stream after that. It's gonna take me like less than a minute, basically. But
Tumbril Storm is a light/scout tank from Tumbril. In a lot of combined armed forces, you rely on reconnaissance on the ground to let you know what's coming ahead. And whilst we do have an array of ground vehicles that can do this role, not very many of them are as heavily armored as a tank. And
do these guys play the game? No one is cruising around sipping a drink. First of all, you're wrong, because a lot of people are. You have the guys from the ship meetups and like the A90 Jump Yacht Club and all of that. And then you have people that just want to like chill and look at the stars, and that's it. But do they play the game? Yes, they do, every Friday for 2 hours. Even if they don't want to, Chris made them play every Friday for 2 hours.
Sometimes Constance goes a bit sideways and you need some firepower.
Like one of the guys in I don't know, like 6 months ago in Star Citizen Live said that. So yeah,
that situation. So the Storm is really excels in this scenario. It can be ahead of the fleet on the ground, engage targets, and hold its ground before the main force of ground vehicles arrives for backup. One aspect that we wanted to change from the traditional tank and Nova setup is making this energy weapon based. So it had
You're a
a
part of
much
A90
greater
club?
independence
Really,
from
Star?
the main.
You are full of surprises. Well, do you know about the story when I saw like a ship meetup and I had like an A90 jump that I bought in the game? we sit there for 10 minutes and then with 30k out. So I wanted to join them. I just wanted to like see what they're doing there. I wanted to like experience that part of the game because some people are really enjoying that. And I went there and they bashed on me and they really didn't like me because I had like a E90 that I bought in the game. So yeah.
Task force on the ground.
Although I was not,
it wasn't constrained by
YouTuber.
ballistic
I'm
ammunition.
not even a big YouTuber
So it has
right
an
now,
energy
but like
autocannon.
most of the Star Citizen community is recognizing me. Back then, I had like maybe 500, 600 subscribers.
On top, twin-barreled to help lay down firepower, really only constrained by the size of its capacitors and power plant. The Storm is really designed for supporting Novas in attacks. It can take on most other ground vehicles. If you're brave, you can take on a Nova with it, but you probably want to bring a friend or two to help even the fight.
I received the task to complete.
How the fuck is a Storm with a size 3? Did he say a size 3 on top? How is it gonna take on the Nova? I don't get it, honestly.
New vehicle. I was told to do a tank, most precisely something that would have become a killer of killers. We had to go back to the origins of Tumbril and let this new tank look less like the Nova tank and more like the Cyclone. So it was important to
It looks like a tank from Command and Conquer, honestly.
back that aggressiveness and that dynamics that the Cyclone had. So we opted for something a little less classical and went on a design that is absolutely more related to the manga and anime's world. When people see the Storm for the first time, I want them to feel scared.
So wait, is this like can the front whatever tracks turn independently to the other ones? Like can they steer? Is that like what like
There is
I don't
no
get the design at
flimsy
all.
paneling, there is no
It looks nice, but
beautiful refined surface. This is just optimal and very, very dynamic. So we don't have a lot of parallel lines. We have a lot of X's and V's, very strong shapes.
as a tank, this whole thing would not work. Maybe this portion here, although you don't want to have like a 90-degree angle anywhere, which they don't when you look at the top design. But at the like, if you take a look at the front design, so you can penetrate through here, through here, through here. Like all of this is like 90-degree angle from the ground, so not good. But yeah.
That the line, what is popularly recognized as dynamic and aggressive. The interiors of the Storm will feel really full of pipes, of fabric, of mechanical stuff. It have to look basically ventral, like you have just been eaten by a machine. So what we have is very composed design, something that is uncommon in the tank we know today. So what we wanted to achieve when you look at the Storm...
I mean, Storm is pointless against the Nova, but again, the Nova is pointless. Like, what's the point in having a tank right now? In the you don't like how it looks? I like how it looks, but I don't get it. If it's a one-man vehicle, why is it like that big?
Storm is fast. Strike fast, move fast, do everything fast, no need to rely on a crew. I like that it looks a bit like an animal. It's
Which
very...
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? Like
very
which
snaky or... looks a bit like a crocodile.
Like a
Now, of
crocodile?
course, the big question everyone always
Okay.
asks for every new concept promotion is when? When will it go into production? Well, let's go now to the vehicle team in our Los Angeles studio and find out more.
The problem is where my story goes is always I will identify all of the issues that I have to overcome first and then like build a plan for breaking them down. So I'm trying to think of a way of phrasing it, you know? We had a lot of cleaning up to do to make sure it was worthy of the engine. It's ready for engine. It's not going to break anything when it goes in there. And that was what most of the initial white box.
Do boom fast, launch yourself into space fast, bounce off a small twig fast.
Work we did, at least from an art side. For design, we were more concerned about alleviating a lot of the issues we knew were present with the Nova, stuff like traversing on uneven terrain, exiting the hangar.
That's not just the issue with a Nova. It's an issue with all of the fucking ground vehicles in the game, because the ground is too cluttered with rocks, which I guess is okay because it looks nice and all of that, but it completely, like, what's the point in having a ground vehicle then? Might as well just have a ship.
Uneven terrain, exiting the hangar.
Yeah, it looks like a Batmobile.
These are issues we solved first, rather than waited until later in production and realized there were more difficult tasks to overcome.
So most recently, we finished Gray Box. We completed all the animations. Currently, I am doing a material and detail pass on the tread housings for the Tumbril.
This thing is almost finished.
Doing a material and detail pass on the tread housings for the Tumbril Storm. This thing has challenged me in ways I haven't been challenged before in working in the game industry. For example, the treads took a couple different iterations so we got right, and be able to get like the right movement as it deforms to the ground planes. This ship is definitely more organic than anything.
So I'm not the only one making that mistake.
I'm used to, and I suppose it's like its own challenges, but it's been a learning process.
The art is to continue on to LOD 0, finalizing all of the art assets, making sure everything's going to be correct for when we move.
Oh, so this is the weapon storage for a single weapon? Like, if you're going to have weapon storage on the outside, why not have a bigger rack, giggity, for more weapons, so you can, like, help the players around you, your like ground forces, with like better weapons or whatever. This is component housing. I don't know what this is. Like, look at like how small these components are compared to the whole thing, and then tell me that this thing couldn't be smaller.
Move on to all of our higher detail, tertiary details that will go into it later.
Everything from the way the doors open on the tank,
a single rifle,
to the cockpit itself. When you go inside,
wait, this is the back? Is this the back?
Way the doors open on the tank.
So there's no interior. So why is this thing so big?
To the cockpit itself. When you go inside this thing, it's like stepping into a mech. It's completely different from any other vehicle I've seen in this game.
I guess.
My favorite thing about Storm is going to be the role of it. The Nova is a very, very big tank. It requires 3 people. It's got that big size 5 cannon. You don't always need a size 5 cannon. Some people may disagree, but I don't think you do. The Storm is a little bit quicker. Only requires 1 person. It kind of sits in a really good spot between something very quick like a Cyclone and something a little bit more punchy like the Nova.
Okay, it's a tank, sure, but like it's a 1-person tank. It's a 1-person vehicle. Why is it so big?
I'm excited the progress that the team has made.
Like, compare the size of the gun to the size of the whole thing. And this is a size 3. Like, your average player height is gonna go up to here. Like, this thing is huge. It looks pretty nice, honestly. Although I'm not sure if like the tracks can like move separately. But yeah, I don't know.
But I don't think you do. The Storm is a little bit quicker. Only requires 1 person.
Jesus.
It kind of sits in a really good spot between something very quick like a Cyclone and something a little bit more punchy like the Nova.
I'm excited the progress that the team has made on this. It's been a real beauty to work on. And it should be a lot of fun for the players, too.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that the RSI Lynx is the new benchmark for traveling planetside in comfort and style. That the Tumbril Storm says you can blow stuff up and look slick as all heck while doing it. And that it's already in production for an intended release in the less than distant future. Now, join us tomorrow for our Invictus All Vehicles Roundtable over on Star Citizen Live. And don't forget to check out everything else that's available in Alpha 319 in between visiting the Invictus showrooms. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for exploring the process of game development with us, and we'll see you all here next week.
Go buy our ships. Buy them.
Do it. It's your call.
You can make it.
Don't. I believe in you.
I'll step out.
Roll a survival check.
14.
You successfully
What is
exit the
this?
elevator. Just kidding. You're dead.
Okay, so that's how they're working on fixing the issues in Star Citizen. Okay. So since this is gonna go onto my main channel as a separate video, I gotta thank my... I do the scene, like, what the fuck? Main cam? There we go. I gotta do an outro. So thank you for watching, and thank you to my patrons for supporting me on Patreon, and to my channel members, I don't know, on YouTube. If you want to support me, Patreon link down in the link description links, and you have joined, but all of that, merch, also, whatever. But yeah, thank you for watching, and ta-da, bye. Don't forget to bring it down when you're trying to space. This is the weirdest outro that I ever did, honestly.